We got our pom-poms. We got our cowbell. We got our flair. And we're ready to say good morning. I am so happy you're here. It's Brooke from Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. And I don't know if you could tell, but I'm a little excited about this year's More Than Pink Walk. Yes, it's virtual, but we're all in it together, okay? Just spread out over a little bit more distance than normal. And today is the day. It's great. I've been part of this for many years, and it's really important to me, not only to see the compassion, the community coming together, but all of us working to end breast cancer. Now, before we get to today's sponsors, we love them all. We do have to throw it over to the master of opening ceremonies, Michelle Millman from Cairo 7. She's not only a news anchor, but she is a breast cancer survivor herself.
Good morning and welcome to Komen Puget Sound's virtual More Than Pink Walk. Wherever you are, we are so thankful you've chosen to walk where you are today with us. This year has presented us with so many curveballs, of course, so it means so much to us. You're still showing up to raise money for a cure and support breast cancer patients with access, treatment, research, and hope. Breast cancer does not stop, and neither do we. Together, every step we take helps breast cancer patients right here in the Puget Sound region and brings us closer to a world without breast cancer. Some of you may know I'm here because I faced one of the biggest challenges of my life. It was 2009. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I've always been very open about my experiences, sharing everything about my story on a blog right after I was diagnosed back then. And I was fortunate enough, because of great health care and other benefits, that I was able to take 6 months off from my job at Cairo 7 as I recovered first from a lumpectomy, then a double mastectomy, chemo, and then radiation. I call it the full meal deal. It may sound funny, but I had to get through it with, I guess, a sense of humor a little bit. I wanted to fight this disease with that full meal deal as aggressively as I could. And you know what? I made it through. But sadly, too many don't. Even more than 10 years after my diagnosis, women still reach out to me looking for advice or just someone who understands, to really hear them. I'm listening, and I love being able to give my time to local organizations that advocate for cancer patients and raise awareness and money to help find a cure. I will never stop. I hope you don't either. I would now like to give a big shout out to our sponsors, teams, participants, survivors, families, friends, volunteers, and the team at Komen Puget Sound. The success of this event is due to the work and support of each one of you. Today, while you are out walking, make sure to use the hashtag KomenWalkPS. That is KomenWalkPS, KomenWalkPS, to tag all of those selfies and videos I know you're going to do. Feel free to post them on your own social pages or in the Walk Facebook group. We will be sharing your content on our social channels as well. We want to see your tutus, your face paint, your pom-pom signs, your decked out pets. We want to see it all, so be sure to take a lot of pictures. We also encourage you to wear the wrap around your neck as a bracelet, as a hair tie, or even a headband, and wear the button we mailed to you a few weeks ago. Plus, the sunglasses for everyone who connected their fundraiser to Facebook. We hope these items help to get you in the spirit today. Also, if you haven't already, now is the perfect time to download the More Than Pink Walk app, available in the Apple App Store and Google Play. Search More Than Pink Walk and it should just pop right up for you. And you will be able to track your steps and participate in step challenges throughout the day. Now it is my pleasure to turn things over to Molly O'Connor, Komen Puget Sound Executive Director. Molly.
Thanks, Michelle, and hello, friends. I'm Molly O'Connor, Executive Director of Komen Puget Sound. This is my first More Than Pink Walk, and I'm excited to be with you, even if it is virtually. While 2020 has presented us all with lots of challenges, it has also presented us with some great reminders about why Komen is an important part of the Puget Sound community. This spring, we quickly rallied and raised money for our COVID-19 Action Fund, which is giving cash vouchers to local breast cancer patients for everyday expenses. When so many of us have lost insurance, Komen had to step up and step in to help make sure patients never have to choose between treatment and rent or food or safe transportation. Breast cancer doesn't stop because of the pandemic, and neither can we. Our mission pillars, research, care, community, and action are still the guiding principles behind everything we do. Komen Research continues to fund local and national doctors and researchers who are working tirelessly toward new targeted treatments, as well as the big goal, a cure for breast cancer. Komen Care continues to collaborate with local organizations that are providing mobile screening, diagnostics, and education for early detection. Komen Community reminds us that we at Komen Puget Sound are, at our core, a part of the fabric of this community, and we are here to serve. And finally, Komen Action represents the steps we take every day to advocate for new and better healthcare laws and protections for breast cancer patients, both here at home and in Washington, D.C. We are research, we are care, we are community, and we are action. We are bold, and we are fearless, and we won't stop. We need your help to continue this work. You've taken the first step by signing up and showing up for the walk. That's awesome, thank you. But there's still more to do. The More Than Pink Walk fundraising continues until October 31st, 2020. Every dollar raised is one more dollar we can put back into our local community helping breast cancer patients. Please help us take a stand against breast cancer and continue fundraising through this deadline. The fundraising recognition program also continues through October 31st, giving you more time to move up to a higher recognition level and help us do more to help our breast cancer community. Breast cancer doesn't stop because of a pandemic, and neither do we. And until there's a cure, we won't stop. On behalf of the board, staff, and volunteers, thank you for bringing help and hope to so many.
Good morning. Welcome to More Than Pink Walk 2020, a virtual experience, kind of different. That's okay, because you know what, breast cancer is still out there and we're still here to do some fundraising and have a good time. My name is Susan Grasdahl. I am part of the committee for More Than Pink Walk, and I've been doing that since 2011. About 45 years ago, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. And when that happened, people weren't talking about breast cancer. It was kind of like a dark little secret out in the universe. And over the years, that's changed. And I personally believe that Susan G. Komen has had a pivotal role in that. And so I'm really happy to be here today and to be supporting Komen Puget Sound. Over the course of these many years, I've learned so much about breast cancer that I didn't know about, and I still have the opportunity to learn today and to learn more. Once I started volunteering with Komen Puget Sound, I learned so much more. I learned that what we do here is that we support the underserved women in our community. Women that are diagnosed with breast cancer, that have less than adequate health insurance, or maybe no health insurance. You know, I'm fortunate, I have health insurance. I have people in my family, if I were diagnosed with this, that would walk through this with me. Not everyone's that fortunate. So the reason we do this fundraising is so that we can fund a variety of different community programs that will maybe provide some emotional support for a woman that's going through there. Another nonprofit we work with is Cancer Lifeline, that has a fabulous program that, You know, women get together, they talk, they don't feel alone, they have that support. Financial support. There's families that do not have the means to pay for the treatment and pay for the rent or pay for school supplies or food on the table, and we're able to maybe relieve some of that stress from those families. My favorite is navigation. This is one of the reasons I really get involved. I have walked through cancer with two different people in my life, my mother and my husband. And they have both told me that when you hear that word cancer, that diagnosis, nothing else is being heard. That word is like pinball machine, just popping around in your head. And so one of the things we fund is navigation. And what that is that when someone is diagnosed with the breast cancer, they're given a navigator, someone to take them by the hand, to walk them through this whole process. Many of the women that we serve in our community, English may not be their first language. They may not speak English at all. I have a very good grasp on the English language, and when I walked through this process with my family members, it was amazing because I do not speak medical. And there was a lot. And could you imagine if you don't know the language, or if you don't have someone that can go with you? And I just feel like these navigators are angels, and I still get goosebumps when I think about them. And so that's why I'm here today. I want to continue to help people in my community. It's an opportunity for me to reach out. It's just a little bit, I realize that, but I always feel like if we all do a little bit, you know, it's a ripple effect. We can have a big effect. And so I encourage you all to, continue. I know this has been a crazy year. We've run into a lot of challenges and hurdles, but we've all done some amazing fundraising. We're in a good position to help other people. And so I'm hoping you're all walking today. Wear a little bling, get out in the neighborhood, give somebody a smile, and support Komen Puget Sound. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great walk. I wish we were all together. We're not, but in spirit and community, we are together. So thank you so much and have a great walk.
Hi, good morning. My name is Ashley Walker and I'm a volunteer with Komen Puget Sound. I'm also a patient living with metastatic or stage 4 breast cancer. And my story started in October of 2012, about a month after my 29th birthday, when I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. At that point, hearing the word cancer, I was just overwhelmed, and I immediately started treatment, which was, I had a bilateral mastectomy, followed by 5 rounds of chemo and 20 rounds of radiation. In between my chemo and radiation, my then boyfriend, Sean, and I were able to, we got engaged. And a year later, we were able to celebrate by getting married, and we celebrated my diagnosis of no evidence of disease. A heartbeat later, we were celebrating the joy of our first child being born in May of 2017 with the birth of our daughter, Morgan, which was then followed immediately by the birth of our son, Adrian, in September of 2017. It was a month after my son was born when I was diagnosed with metastatic or stage 4 breast cancer, meaning that my breast cancer had left the breast and had created tumors within my liver and bones. At this point, I also got involved with Komen Puget Sound because I found out that they provide funding for research, and without funding for research, I wouldn't be able to be here today. The treatments that I'm on only last a few months to a year, and so I constantly rely on research to find new treatments so that I can continue to live my life. so that I can watch my 3 and 4-year-old grow up. I hope to watch milestones such as their first days of kindergarten, or going on to graduate high school and into college, to finding love and happiness and growing old with my husband. Without the funding for research, I won't be able to be here to see any of those things. I wouldn't be able to participate in events like this. I wouldn't be able to help men and women who are going through similar situations as me. With that said, I hope that you have had a great time fundraising for the virtual More Than Pink Walk this year. And while we can't be together, I hope that you are finding a great spot to do your walk in. And hopefully next year we can all celebrate together.
I'm just so overwhelmed by what's been shared, and I hope you are too. I hope you're moved, and I hope you know that this work can't happen without you. You are so important. I'm talking about you, the participants. The other people who we absolutely need to make all this happen is our event sponsors. Big thanks, of course, to our national presenting sponsors, Bank of America and Walgreens, thank you, and our local sponsors. They are amazing. These people show up year after year to support the Komen Puget Sound events. I'm talking Cairo 7 News, of course, MOVIN 92.5, Warm 106.9, 98.9 The Bull, 1150 KKNW, 880 Kixie, and Molina Healthcare. Thank you to each one of you, amazing partners. And last but not least, of course, an awesome thank you to our leadership and to our dedicated event staff coordinators and volunteers at the Komen Puget Sound. Please join me in thanking them. Leave a kind comment on Facebook. We know Facebook needs a lot more of those, and they're all going to come from you guys, okay? Now we're going to turn it back over to Michelle, who has a few final thoughts before we all head out on our walk, wherever we are. Michelle?
Thanks, Brooke, and thanks once again to all of you for making the commitment to the More Than Pink Walk. This is the end of our opening ceremonies, and it's time to head out into your neighborhood and walk where you are. Keep in mind, the Walk app will track your steps, and it has challenges including 6,000 steps, the equivalent of a 5K, a double the distance badge for walking 12,000 steps, and several others. We want to see all of your photos, so remember to upload them to your social or to the Walk Facebook page using that hashtag KomenWalkPS. Are you ready to show you are more than pink and take a stand against breast cancer? On your mark, get set, walk.